Hi, Christina. Um, all right, I'm just going to wait a few minutes to make sure that everybody that is meant to be on this blogger call gets in. In the meantime, I want to tell you that here in Miami, it's 6 p.m. And I'm pretty excited because I have a window that's open. There's a really nice breeze flowing in. I've got a big lamp in front of me because otherwise, when you're doing a live video like this, like live streaming, you want to have really good video, really good lighting, so that um, I got it and clicked, but it says the user cannot be found. Well, that's weird. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not sure why Christina isn't able to log in and why it's not letting her in. But anyhow, um, let me figure out while we're waiting to see if there's another way to get her on board. Okay, so let me just look it up. But I was telling you that you really need good lighting, because otherwise what I've noticed, when there isn't, like, you may think you have good lighting right underneath you, right over you, um, but it almost needs to be overexposed so that your image shows up clear. Now I'm just looking for a link to be able to send to Christina to see if we can get her on board so that you can see her. But let me do that as we're waiting for more people to log in. All right. Okay, what I'm doing is I am just adding Christina to see if she can hang out with us over in the Hangout. So let me let her know. Okay. All right, it's 6:02 and there's 4 of you on live now. I think there should be 2 more if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just going to wait 1 minute or 2. In the meantime, make sure that you have paper and pen handy, because I'm going to give you a lot of really good information, some of which is very hands-on, very practical. So you're going to need to write this stuff down, because it's a lot of ideas. And because we're just doing this very casual, I didn't prepare any particular PDFs or anything for you to download in the way that Christina normally sets up for us. And I wish I would have had time to do that. So I apologize because I didn't. So we're going to be just digging into information pretty soon. Let me know if you are able to see me and hear me just well. So let me know on the chat box and just write, yes, I can see you, or yes, I can hear you. And I know that there's about a 3-minute delay from what you see to what you hear. So I know that that will start coming in pretty soon here. Okay, great. All right. So let's go ahead and get started, because I think if you do come in, whoop, that's awesome. But if not, then we'll definitely communicate through this cool chat, which Christina and the module says that it's a good asset to have. And it is, I agree, I love having this chat. There's also, you can do a poll or attendees and like pop-up offers, etc., which that's pretty cool. All right, so I've been doing a little bit of research when it comes to the blogging world, and I found a really cool website that gave me some stats, not most recent stats, but stats from 2012. So we know that those numbers have definitely increased, okay? The numbers have definitely increased since 2012 in regards to the blogger world. So in 2012, this infographic from a website that I found, it says that in 2012, there were 42 million blogs in the world. 42 million blogs. That number is probably substantially much higher at this moment. Now, here's the very interesting thing, and that's why it's so important for you to know these kind of fun numbers. It's that 81% of all of those millions of bloggers will never make more than $100 from blogging. So we know that the majority of them are usually, it's a hobby for them. And now I've become acquainted with a large group of women who it's a little bit more than a hobby. You know, hobby, it's kind of like when you pick it up one day and then for 3 months you don't do anything else with it, and then you pick it up like 4 months after that. But that's a hobby. Then you have like the next level up of bloggers who are actually have taken it a little bit more serious. They know that there's money that could be made from it, but they just don't know how. So the main way that they've tapped into the blogger market is they've opened up a blog. They've made it actually very pretty. It is actually self-hosted usually. And the way that they're making money is by doing free ebooks, maybe between $3 and $5, or they are selling the ads on the sides, or they're doing free reviews, or sometimes paid reviews, where they'll promote or they'll review a particular product and then they'll do a review on it, and they also either get paid or get the free product as a result. So that is what the majority of bloggers are doing. Like very few people are doing what is called the professional blogger, in where the professional blogger is, I would consider myself a professional blogger. I would consider I mean, Michael Hyatt, of course, is a professional blogger. That's Michael Hyatt, Hyatt, and he has a book called Platform, in which he teaches people to really leverage the power of a blog so that they can build their platform, their online platform, with great success. So with this, with someone like Michael Hyatt, he is definitely a professional blogger. A professional blogger is someone that is blogging consistently 2 to 3 times a week. They are promoting, they're doing posts, and they use their blog as a platform to get more of an audience. Like that is their main way to target their customers, to target their audience, and to get clients, because they're constantly providing content through that blog. Now, what I find is very interesting in the blogging world is that they don't necessarily see each other as a competition. So that when you contact one of them, they're actually kind of groupies. They connect one with the other, and they look to help each other. So that's a very a plus. That's a big, big yes, because once you find one that is of key influence, that person will tend to know three or four or 5 or 10 or hundreds of other bloggers, and all you need is between 5 and 10 to help you promote your product. So knowing now that there's a huge amount of bloggers out there that are available to help you promote your product, that few of them are actually making money, then here's where you come in. You take advantage of this information in a good way, not like in a bad way, and you say, well, I know that they're not making money, and I know that I'm learning ways to make money through online marketing. So I am going to find key bloggers in the industry. And now here's the one thing. Very few of the bloggers are actually writing for social causes. The majority of the bloggers out there, whether they're mommy bloggers or daddy bloggers or business bloggers or whatever, they tend to write because in the long term, they want to be able to make some money. So they are business minded, even though they may blog about family, or they may blog about being a mom or homeschooling, or obviously if they're blogging about business, they're business minded. But even if they're blogging about being a mom or something else, they really are business minded. So it's not out of the ordinary to even get in touch with those as well and find out, hey, do you know other blogger parents or blogger moms or blogger network? Do you have other people in your network that would benefit from being in, from what I have to offer or from me helping them? So let's get into where I'm going to share my screen for a little while, and I'm going to give you some words that we're going to search together for things that you can find, keywords that you can find online. So you can search on Google like bloggers, or blogger world, but there's going to be so much stuff that comes up. I found that if you search through Facebook, you're going to be much more effective, because there's only a certain amount of bloggers or groups or people that have that blogger word on them when you search through Facebook. So I'm going to share my screen, and I think this is it. So hopefully you're seeing my screen here, and you should be seeing me on Facebook. So what I did is I just put the word blog, and like BLOGG, and then of course I could put blogger, and you could see here become a blogger is a #1. This person has 2,424 likes. Now, if somebody is interested in becoming a blogger or is already a blogger, this is probably a page that they're going to like. Here's another one: news and media website, business to blogger is another one. Here's another one: mommy bloggers, 4,459. Latina mom bloggers is 4,000 fans. Inspired Bloggers Network, this has 3,000 members. And to become a member in one of these closed groups, usually all you have to do is request to be invited. So when I find a page that has significant amount of likes, I always go to the page and I make sure that the page has recent posts. Like this guy just posted yesterday at 9:30 in the morning. I have come across posts that are like pages that are very old. They haven't posted anything in a year, so you definitely don't want to reach out to them or contact them. But this person here definitely has an active following. He's constantly putting information, so he's going to be pretty sharp. Now, notice here, you never know, right here in this section of the page, when there are friends that that may be connected to this person. So that's a good indication. Like, for instance, my friend Jen Rainieri is a blogger and her information is here. So I'm like, okay, I know she's a blogger. Right here, Kim, she's also a blogger, and I know that personally. In fact, if I look like Angela, she's done blogging for me before. Carly, let me tell the kids to be quiet. Isabella, shh. Sorry about that. Okay, I wasn't too strict with them telling them to be quiet because I know this was a little more casual. So I apologize. And my babysitters, my 3 boys, have already left to karate. But I see different names here that are definitely bloggers that I know that have either worked with me in the past or I recognize from the blogging world. So all of these people have their own blogs. So all you have to do is find a page like this on Facebook that is associated to blogging, blogger, and business to blogger could be another one, and we could go see what that's about. And so the same thing here. There are, what is it, like 17 other friends of mine that have liked this page. So Blogger Outreach Made Easy. This particular page, Social Media and Blogger Promotions Made Easy, is definitely going to be a good one. So you want to highlight this, because this particular person has actually made a business out of promotions, because this is called social media promotions. That's what bloggers do. When they've gotten to the point where they know that there's a little bit more money to make and that they have a list and they can leverage the list, few of them do what you and I are doing. Few of them create products. Few of them actually begin to charge large amounts of money for them. In fact, they stay within the $3 to $5, products. They're not all of them, but they do. And so very few of them have leveraged that. And the only way that they found to leverage the amounts of traffic that they have coming in is by doing these social media promotions. And that is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be hiring a group of bloggers to do your social media promotions. Now, this business to blogger is apparently a professional website or company who is very good about doing social media promotions. However, when I look at their page, I am not particularly impressed because I don't like the fact that this person is not doing cool images. You know, like images are really important on Facebook. Um, this is cute. I like this. So I'm basically looking to see what they're posting. I like these posts. Now I can click on here and go to her page or his page and find out what they're doing. So all I'm saying here is I wanted to look through the page and see what type of posts they have, if I like their content, and if they resonate with what I'm doing. If they do, then I will try to reach them by all different means. I will try to message them here. If I find the name of the person, like maybe through here, if I click on here, she might say her name. So then I can just find her personal profile, and that would be another way to reach them, because I found that bloggers don't, like when people have a page, they don't always read the messages on their page, but they'll definitely read the messages on their personal profile. Okay, so that is pretty much how I do it. I just, again, I put in a keyword blogger. You can put keyword. I'm going to go back here and stop sharing my screen for a little while. Okay, so you can put in the words blogger, mom bloggers, mommy bloggers, business bloggers, and do all of that research inside of Facebook. Look for the amount of likes that they have, and definitely do research on their website, making sure that you resonate with them. Understand that being a blogger means being in business. So once you find those bloggers, you definitely have something to offer them, because they want to be where you are. Many of them do. So what you can do then, you can approach them and say, hey, I am a coach, or like, let's say I'm a health coach, or I am a dating coach. At that point, you'd want to search for like dating bloggers or bloggers in dating blogs, whatever. If Facebook doesn't help you for that, because it's such a narrow niche, such a specific niche, then you do want to go to Google. And what you can do in Google is find common blogs, and then in the comments section of the blog posts, find out who's posting, and if they have a link to another blog, then that's when you know that person is associated to that industry that you're trying to reach. So you approach these bloggers and you say something along the lines of like, hey, I'm a business coach, or I'm a health coach, I'm a dating coach, and I have an amazing program that I'm really looking forward to sharing, but I wanted to help you. So is there any way that we can work together so that you can do a social promotion, and in turn, I will give you access to my program, or I can give you coaching, complimentary coaching to help you how to leverage your blog so that you can generate more income, or create, like, whatever information that you have. You just have to kind of play it by ear. I think, like Christina has taught us, you have to create that relationship. It's not like, well, this is what I want, but you definitely have to, like, hey, I want to help you. How can we connect? And I found that I was pretty fortunate in that I just reached out to 3 bloggers, and one blogger on one occasion, and then 2 on another occasion, and they took care of the dynamics of doing the social launch for me. And all I had to do was give them my program, or my book, my cookbook, and they were pretty happy with that. But they're what I've noticed is, like, when you find an average blogger that isn't quite knowledgeable as to how to make money, they're very eager to help. When you find a higher end blogger, they're going to be less likely to want to help, because they're already transitioning into the next level. So you want to find the ones that have the followings, that have like large followings, and in their page, obviously, when you go to their blogs, you could see the bloggers are always really proud of the numbers. So they display them like, 2,000 fans or 10,000 fans or whatever. So check that out. And, you offer them your program and see how you can help them, and you can assist them. And then once that's done, and you identify 5 to 10 bloggers, you really do need about 5 to 10 bloggers to help you promote and to do a launch, because anything less than that is just not big enough. So what I know that one girl did is she created a brief survey on Google Drive. And in that brief survey, she said, hey, please fill in, if you want to work. She basically posted on Facebook and she said, I am doing a promo for a really fun book. Can you, if you're interested, fill out the survey? So the bloggers that were interested went in and filled out a survey, and they filled out like their name, their email, their name, their email, their phone number, their Twitter name, their Facebook name, their Instagram names, and how many followers they had on each one. That gave me the information to know how they were doing, like who was going to be a key player in that. Like if they had 10,000 followers, or if they had 5,000 followers, or there were some that had like 500. But in the midst of the entire pod of 10 bloggers, 500 was okay, because I had some that had 5,000 followers. So you build this team of 5 to 10, which is a good group to have, and you create a Facebook group. And that's another plus of finding these people through Facebook, because when you find them on Facebook, you know that they are big on social media. Like some people are really big on Instagram, some people are really big on Pinterest. And usually the bloggers are a little bit of everything, but they have their strengths. So you definitely want them to be very active on Facebook, because that's what you appear to be using the most. So you want them to be strong on Facebook and something else. So once I found them, I created a group on Facebook, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again, and I'm going to show you that. All right, and they created a promo that was called Not Just Tacos Promotion Group, and everybody that accepted got invited. Now, here is where we basically had all of the encouragement, motivation, information, because it was a lot easier to share it here than to share it on an email. So what I did is I just shared it all on here. And so here I shared the copy. I gave them, what I did is I created a calendar of events on Google, pretty much the same way we do a launch, and where you say, okay, day one, you do this, day two, you do this. So I went on Google and I created a calendar that had all of my dates. And then I came on here on this group and shared it with the group so that they would know what needed to be shared when, because I wanted, just like a JV partnership, I wanted all of these bloggers to be sharing the same basic content pretty much at the same time. So with this calendar of events, it made it very easy to build that momentum. So I created the calendar events, and then I also made a file on this group that had the copy that I wanted them to use for posts and tweets. So tweets had to be less than 140 characters, and the post could be a little longer. So because I know that I have a little bit more experience than them in copy, I wanted to write the post. So because my posts were going to have call to actions like download now, or don't miss this great chance to get Shirley's book for a limited time only. Like those were going to be key things that they were not necessarily going to write, and I wanted to make sure that they were on there. So I wrote them and I put it into a file in this group. And then I also did a lot of pep talk in here, and the girl that helped me bring them together was also coming in and helping a lot. Now, with their graphics, bloggers are usually pretty good about doing their own graphics. But if they're not, then you guys know that you can use Canva or PicMonkey and have them, and do graphics for them. So this would be a place where you could let them know that you have these graphics available for the promotions. I wanted to show you here something that I did that was pretty interesting. If you have Google Analytics, and now this is like the geeky side of me, just for those of you that can use it, great. If not, then disregard it. But for those of you that are able to, that are nerdy like me and are a little bit, okay, you're doing a little bit better with technology, just know that Google Analytics is what you put on your website. It's like a snippet of code that you put on your website to be able to track where your traffic is coming from. So what I would do every single night is I would go on my blog, on my Google Analytics, and I would see who was sending what. And then I made a copy of that image, and then I would post it on here. And that let me know like who had brought in, that much traffic. And so for instance, here I just sort of said like, wow, you know, so and so is bringing 68% of the traffic. That's great. And so that created a little bit of competition between them. And that was fun. I always gave them an update of what was going on each day. How many, in this case, we were trying to get people to download a copy of my book, Not Just Tacos, and it was an ebook. And from that alone, I think I got like 3,000 new names, 3,000 opt-ins that these girls were able to bring in. I mean, it was huge, huge. And I literally invested maybe 3 to 4 hours in the entire aspect of this, because once I found the girls and the main girl found me, the rest of the girls, because they were going to get a free book, their job was to post on their blog. And that's the next step that I want to share with you. You have them post on their blog, like to create an article about you or something that you're doing, or a review of your product, and you have them do a post on their blog in regards to that. Then you want them to be posting on social media, like reviews, and you want them to share their blog post on their social media as well, as far as, and also any, like if you have videos that you're sharing, you want them to share that on social media. The other thing that they had to do was cross promote each other's posts, forward share their post, and also their blog posts. They were supposed to cross promote. And in order to track all of this, we did choose a hashtag. So that was just kind of like an extra fun, like NJT promo or something like that, like Not Just Tacos promo or whatever. But entirely, the process takes about a week, about say 2 weeks, because let's say today you decided to invite people to a call that you're having next week. Well, your bloggers would today begin to say, you know, create the buzz on the web and say, Shirley is doing a webinar next week for this topic. We can't wait. We, you know, highly encourage you to check it out. So they would do that today, tomorrow, the next day, 3 times a day. You know, they would post on their Facebook and share it. When they see each other's posts, they would share that. They would forward it. They would tag their friends. And so there was all of this stuff happening. And then next week, when the call was happening, they'd also say, hey, the call is happening now. And then when the product is official to be sold, then they would say, check out Shirley's product. It's amazing. It's awesome, whatever. All right. So all of that was pretty much happening between 1 to 2 weeks, and then they're done. At that point, for the cookbook, I gave them an actual physical copy of my book, an autographed copy. No, actually, I gave them 2 copies, like one for them and one to give away. And then for the Building Character product, I gave them access to the program absolutely free. And that was, you know, that was a lot of fun. And because they got it free, I also asked for a video testimonial, which only one gave me one, but anyway, it was good. At least I have that one video testimonial. I do want to say that it's a good idea to let them know what your goals are. You know, like not too much information, but in terms of these downloads, like I made a video and I said, well, our goal is to have 15,000 people download my book. And that was like the goal. Or if you're wanting, you know, when I did the Building Character with children, I'm going to go and stop sharing my screen again. When I did the Building Character program, okay, when I did the Building Character program, what I did with that is I told them that I wanted to share the free videos with 2,000 families. So because of what Christina shared today, the numbers basically trickled on. Like I knew if I was sharing with 2,000 people, then I was going to get these many people on my free webinars. And then based on the numbers, I was going to be able to have these many sales pretty much. And that's why my big number to them was, I want to share these videos, these free content videos with 2,000 families. That meant 2,000 opt-ins. So I don't remember what my numbers were for this, but I know it was pretty intense, and like it was good. Like I got a lot of opt-ins for that promo. I think it was under 1,000, and I don't remember what the goals I set for them, but you know, you always set higher goals, and then if they don't reach them, well. Just from experience, I want to share a few extra things. I know we're getting close to the 2 minutes. Okay. Yeah, let me just share one more thing. Based on experience, from what happened with me is I noticed that a bubbly blogger is great. Like when you find like the kind of girl that just loves to share and she shares with everyone, like a #1 fan kind of girl, she did better with this, with finding the people. She was so like she looked up to me so much that she wanted to work with me. So if you find somebody that really admires you, that you can have that connection with, then that is awesome because they'll really work for you. Okay, so Christina sent me a message. Give me a moment. Okay, so Christina, definitely give me a call. Let me give you my number. Let me send it here just a second so that you can call me and ask questions. Okay, all right. I hope that's my number. Yeah, I think that's my number. So you can call me and you can ask questions. But that is the gist of what I wanted to share, and that's pretty good because that was exactly 28 minutes. I wanted I wanted to tell you that this is really a great way. I know that I used it at the beginning of this year, and for whatever reason, I didn't use it again. I tried using it for another launch, but I was having a lot of difficulty with my pages, and so then I stopped. But thanks to Christina's advice and attention, I decided to bring it back on board, and I'm really glad that this is motivating all of you. Okay, so hello, ma'am. Hi. Okay, so I know that it has like a 3-minute delay. Yeah, sure. Okay, give me a moment. All right, Christina, you're on speaker, and hopefully everyone can hear. But if not, I will uh, you know, I will kind of say what you're saying again so everybody can follow.
Okay. First of all, this is fucking awesome.
Oh, thank you. She says that is fucking awesome.
It's great. Oh, I see you picking up the phone now. Okay, this is awesome, and you're sharing it in such a cool way. So thank you. This is so awesome, and it feels so new paradigm. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So I have a couple questions because I want to understand more. So how did you fucking figure this out? Is my first question.
You know, I went to a homeschooling conference last year and there were a bunch of bloggers there. And one of them, I was kind of saying that story towards the end. There was one of them that really looked up to me. Like whatever I had done up to that point, she was like, "Oh, I want to work with you." She says, "I want to work with you. I want to work with you." And then one day I just reached out to her and said, "Hey, you ready to work with me?" And she just took off and found these 10 women and put this group together. And that's kind of how I became aware of it. But I wasn't looking for it. Like this channel just came to me and it was so amazing, you know? So I can't say that I take credit for that, but it just kind of fell on my lap.
Have you ever met another person who was doing this?
Oh yeah, in the homeschool world, it's very popular because bloggers and homeschoolers are groupies. So,
Okay, no, but I mean in the internet marketing world.
you know, I don't think so. I don't think so. Not in the same way that we are. Not in the business aspect of it, right?
And that, like, the fact that you would, that you said it's better to find them on Facebook. I mean, I just wouldn't even know where to get started. So this is amazing. Okay, couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
So you find it sounds like you want to look for the one main person who wants to organize the folks.
That is easier, but I feel
the other folks.
Yeah, so the question was if it's that you were wanting to look for the one main person to find the other folks. Yes, but I don't know how easy that's going to be because again, in the homeschooling world, there's sort of a network of mommy bloggers, so that was easier to find. I think if you're coming in without not being in that network, you could set the intention and just be like, okay, God, get me to that person, you know? But if not, I've pretty much given you the outline of what you do. I mean, if you cannot find the key person, then at the very least, if you find 5, then you could be the one that's managing them in case that you don't find that main person.
Okay.
So the option is there.
For those of us who are doing, like for the mommy folks, it makes a lot of sense. But do you think this works for those of us doing business courses as well?
I absolutely do. I mean, I showed you at the beginning that one that says business as blogger or whatever I showed on the screen,
Right.
business to blogger and all of that. That is going to be a good way to connect. See, like I said, a lot of these people, and I've talked to them personally, they're not making a lot of money. So when someone like Christina Marassi reaches out to them, then they're going to be like, wow, you know, I mean, you obviously wouldn't do mommy bloggers, but you wouldn't search for those keywords, but you would definitely search for business blogger or blogger, period. And then when you look at their website, I know that you will, being the woman you are, you will definitely find that there are things that they could be doing to improve their website from a marketing point of view. So you can call, you can reach out to them and you can say, hey, my name is Christina Marassi. I'm a branding expert, and I'm looking for some key bloggers to work with. I would like to know if we can talk. So then you connect and talk, whatever. And then you could say, you know, I am looking for someone that would be able to run like a social promotion online and really help me promote a product that I have. In exchange, I would love to gift you my Find Your Ecstatic Brand program, or you know, or give you a free call, or you know, 2 complimentary calls, or whatever you want to do. But I feel like those people are really going to be hungry because they want to make money. They just don't know how, and they usually lack the confidence to do it in. And I find that it's going to be the same way with dating. There's going to be, for instance, in the dating world, I know you have someone in the group that does dating coaching or something. Um, they would find a life coach or a dating coach that blogs. You see, those people may not necessarily be called bloggers, but they are life coaches that blog. See, I'm a blogger, but I'm not called a blogger. So you have to get a little bit creative and think, okay, who is blogging about the topic that I am familiarized with? And usually you'll find that you're much more ahead than they are, and that they'll be interested in you helping them. Because everybody here on this call, maybe they're going to be doing something on dating, but they still have business information that they can share to help that person grow their business. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But for someone like you, who's not known first as a blogger, second as a blogger, I mean, would you want to promote somebody else's thing? Like, I would think it's the bloggers who would want to be in on this action more than people who are secondary bloggers.
I would totally, I mean, like if you called me and you said, Shirley, I want you to write a blog post on living on brand or something, and you know, let people know, I would totally share. If you were going to give me a free program, you know, anything that's going to help me grow my business, absolutely, I would totally do it. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so then I want to understand. So it sounds like it's a 2-part process. You want them to write about you on your blog, like a review or an interview or an article, and they do social media promotion too.
Correct. Yeah. The posting on their blog to writing an article helps them because they get the link backs, which is basically the links that are connecting them to your website, and that's always good for a website. So they're in the business of writing, so it benefits them to have something to write about, like a new experience. So that's always a plus for them.
Okay. And then did you give them, so you had the one main person that you gave your program to, and then you had the other bloggers who came on board. Did you give your program to all of them?
I did give it to all of them because, yeah, I mean, I know your program is more expensive, so you may not necessarily choose that.
The person organizing everything for you, did they get something else? Because if everybody got the program, what did that person get out of it?
Yes, the first time, the first time they all just got the book. Like, this girl was just so happy to work with me. That's all I gave her. That's all she asked for. The second group that I worked with, which anyway, through that first time, I started meeting other bloggers and made connection with another one, and figured, well, let me just try this one. So with her, what I did is I gave them, they always need sponsorships to go to events. So I gave her 2 hotel nights at one event that that she wanted to go to. So I paid for that. And so it came out to like maybe $400 for because it was her and another lady helping promote the entire thing, in addition to the 8 bloggers that they had working with them. So the 2 main bloggers that organized it, I gave them the hotel stay. But that was still $400 or so. That's not expensive at all.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not.
Like, I'll sponsor you. I mean, that's something else you could say, like, is there an event that you want to go to that I could sponsor your hotel? I mean, these are just creative ideas. But because you may not necessarily know the blogger world, you don't know what they do. And I'm telling you, they're groupies. So they love to, like, go hang out together and do blogging things.
Okay. I feel like there was one more question. What was it? Oh, did you give them commission too?
No, I didn't. I didn't give them commission. Nobody asked. So what I did is, and I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for like affiliate or anything like that. They just promoted it because, see, the purpose too there is that I said, help me share this free content. The only one that knew that there was a program at the end was the main one. And then she explained it to the other ones, but it was very subtle. Like, there wasn't anything deceitful about it, but their job was not to worry about the sales. Their job was to share the free content. So with that in mind.
But were they guiding people to like, they would write an article or make a social media post and guide people to your opt-in page?
Yep, to the opt-in page, correct. They would guide.
The opt-in page was for a call or a video or what?
The opt-in page was for a 3-part video. And if you go to buildingcharacterwithchildren.com, that's where everybody was taking them. Everybody was landing there, and that has an opt-in. And once people were in the pod or in the bucket, then that's it. That was the end of their job. They just had to promote Building Character with Children, the fact that there were 3 videos. And what I specifically had them do to sort of continue on the promotion for the 2 weeks was I had them share about video 1, which had one topic, and then video 2 had another topic, and then video 3 had another topic. So every time a new video was made available, they were sharing about that new video or what they learned in that new video. You follow me?
And
so
yes. And then I'm surprised that they wanted to cross promote each other's posts. Like, why would they do that?
Well, because they're not competitive, because they're not thinking business and everything that they do happens in groups, they're not competitive in that way. Like, it doesn't hurt them to share each other's blogs. It helps them because the more they share, the more visits they get to their page. The more visits they get to their page, the more that they can tell, like, someone that wants them to do a review how many visitors they have, or the more ads that they can sell, because a lot of, their income, a little bit of their income, the little bit of money they make does come from ads that they have on their page from Google or whatever. So the more traffic they get on their site, the more money they make from that. So it serves them to share with whomever and anyone that is willing to read the posts.
Okay, so say they have 2,000 followers. It's not, how do people, like, they're getting the RSS feed, or they're getting an email notification that there's a new post? I don't even know how that works.
It depends on, okay, so the question is, like, if they have 2,000 followers, how do the followers know that there's a new post? Yeah, depends on how they have it set up, but they have an email list. I mean, they have been able, like, many of them have done at least that. So where they will do a post and then they will send an email and say, hey, there's a new post, or their RSS feed will automatically notify the followers. But their biggest thing with bloggers is there's a lot happening on social media. So they share, they're in charge of stuff going viral, basically. So one will share a link, and then the next, they'll share. So you have that. The biggest influx of the traffic that you get comes from them sharing on social media about their blog posts, getting the people to read their blog posts, and then once the audience or prospects are on their blog posts, and they come to your page. So it's not a direct, not directly always, but it may be indirectly. Like, sometimes they'll go to their page and then come to mine, or sometimes they'll come to mind directly. Depends on the post, but usually once they write the blog post, their goal is to get as many people to read their post on their page. And then once they've done that and we're beginning to promote the content, the free videos, then their job is to just say, hey, go check out Shirley's new video at buildingcharacterwithchildren.com.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Fascinating. And you've got 3,000
Yes.
students
Yeah.
launched from these guys doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, that was wild.
That's a game changer.
It is. And I didn't even realize how amazing it was until like recently. Like I was like, oh my gosh, that was pretty awesome. And I have to thank you because I would have not tapped into that. Like I would have not paid attention to that again. You know, I don't know why, but sorry. Yeah, I know. I don't know why, but whatever.
Girl, even for me, 3,000 new folks is a game changer.
I
Like,
know.
that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I think this year alone from that, it's definitely been over 4,000 new names. Yeah, it's crazy. I know.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. So I know that there's a lot of people, I don't know if anybody else has questions, but they're welcome to put them on the chat. I know that, I think we've covered pretty much everything though, but if anybody does have questions, they're welcome to post them.
Yeah, this is great. So I just asked them if they were enjoying this, and it says yes. So if you guys have questions, please ask. This is amazing, Shirley.
Aww.
Like, this is so generous of you. Like, you figured something else, girl. Like, this is a hack of some kind, big time.
Wow, that's
so
cool.
I just want to support you, and I don't know how we would maximize on this exactly, but you've got something juicy here.
Oh, cool.
And I feel like we're getting in on the ground level.
Oh, wow, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so we'll think about that in my next call and
Cool.
see how we can do that. But
well, you guys, so whoever's listening, if you have a question, Shirley's being very generous. Let's maximize our time together. So by all means, ask something.
yeah.
So I'll hang up and let you finish. But thank you. If you could get some more questions, and actually, I'll just stay on the line. But let's see if anyone else asks more questions.
Jess says, I still can't wrap my mind around how it would apply to my business. So what business is Jess in? Not Jessie, but Jess.
Taking people to Bali. So it'd be about self-care and the Fill Your Cup Fridays and the self-care Saturdays and things like that.
Well, that would totally work with mommy bloggers because mommy bloggers don't necessarily take care of themselves real well. So if she would contact the mommy bloggers and say, hey, I have this retreat that I want to, that I'm willing to offer you half off or whatever, you know, one key person, if you'd organize this for me, if you find 10 bloggers and you begin to blog and I can do, maybe you can do a mini course with them, like maybe 3 sessions where you record it and you, like if you could do a hangout like I'm doing, I don't know if you see on the screen, well, when you see on Google Hangout, there's little boxes on the bottom right where if there was other people on this hangout, you would see their faces. So one time I did a hangout where I had 3 bloggers live with me, and it was cool because their faces like popped in and out, and we were literally like it was in a dining, like living room conversation. It was so much fun, and we would put funny hats on, and I mean, like let me show you. There's some really funny things. Oh, here it is. Okay, like there's this app called Google Effects on Hangout.
Yeah,
and
I've seen those before.
Okay, so then I would put this little hat on and we just had a blast having fun and just creating community. And so with a Bali, you could do like princesses or whatever you want to do, and you could tell these mommy bloggers like, look, I'm doing this and I want to gift you the attendance, but you would have to pay for your travel, like your flight there. And then but she would have to, because it's such a big price ticket item, then she would have to pay for her flight, but you could give her the thing by her, you know, the program, the attendance there, and then she could blog and definitely be in charge of finding 5 or 10 bloggers to help promote and do a lot of hangouts, having them be on the hangouts so that they can see your pic, you know, people could be kind of like, wow, this is going to be really awesome. So I would, mommy blogger would totally work for that.
Okay. And how about, I mean, because Jess mentioned the interview series that she was going to do that would be virtual. So maybe if the interview series is about her topic of self-care and things like that, maybe the bloggers are getting people to the interview series.
Yeah, they definitely could do that. But are the interviews where she's doing the interview for somebody else, or is someone interviewing her?
She's interviewing others, but I think around her topic.
Right. Yeah, they could. Let me think about that. I think if the bloggers would be guests on that, like where, okay, so let's say she's interviewing the person, and so you have the host, the guest speaker, and then you have the bloggers. You can call them VIP guests, and they would all be on the call, and you give them clear outlines, like clear guidelines, and just say, okay, I'm going to be doing the questioning, but then I want you to discreetly like come in and say a comment, or just say, hey, I love that, or whatever, like these could be VIP guests. And of course you would have to know that they're pretty discreet people so that they're not just taking over the interview, but that would be pretty cool. I actually want to show you, let me see if I can show you.
Okay, I know there's a couple of other questions.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, I won't. I was gonna share something, but okay. Hold on a second.
Well, if it feels important, go for it.
Well, I can put it on the Facebook group, because I was just going to put a link to a webinar that I did where the bloggers were there, so that way you can see how cool it looks. But
okay, yeah. Why don't you, if you can post that later,
yeah.
That would be awesome.
Okay, so Nicole wants to know, talk a little bit more about the groupie phenomenon. Why do they group up? What's important to them about belonging to a group? Do they group up on Facebook, or where or how? They group up on Facebook. They love events. I know somebody in the group today said that they were going to a conference, and you will find that blogging conferences are very popular because moms just love to connect and be with one another. So most of these tend to be moms, because that's why they're stay-at-home moms, and they are trying to start their own businesses from home. So they will most of the time be moms, and they group up for the same reason that everybody else does. Everybody wants to belong to something, and they found something that they identify with. The fact that as a mom, you basically put your career aside, yet you still have a purpose. So that's why they group together. They do group together on Facebook, because Facebook is kind of like the initial thing where everybody connected. They're not, I don't think that they're huge on Instagram, but they are pretty big on Pinterest, because you'll find that there's common, that feminine really flows with the women, with the moms, and wanting to create or bake or cook or images. So there's a lot of quotes being shared on Pinterest. So they do come up on Facebook and on Pinterest. So those are two places they hang out. And then, of course, live events. The next one says, I'm sure there are health bloggers. If my ideal client wants to feel amazing but doesn't really like traditional exercise, I'm just not sure what keywords I would use to find that. Health bloggers is kind of one of them. Like, you would just put health bloggers, bloggers, exercise blogs. Something that you could use is if you Google Google keyword search, and there's a tool that Google has that if you put the word health bloggers, it'll give you all of the different options. Like, it'll actually brainstorm the words for you, and it's called Google Keyword Tool. Google Keyword Tool, and just Google that, and it'll give you a link, and then you'll find the site, and you could put health bloggers and see what other words come up, like exercise and blogging, eating healthy and blogging, health freaks, think of all of the words that may not necessarily include blogging on there, but just something that will you be able to find the people that are really talking about health. You want to know that. So bloggers.
Can I jump in for a second?
Yes, go ahead.
Shirley?
Yes.
So for Jessie, she wants to help people who, have a new relationship with exercise and learn how to, like, customized exercise is what we've been talking about. So that would work for mommy bloggers too.
Yes.
Right? I mean, and she uses, vivacious mama as a
Yeah.
hashtag. So
Yeah.
shouldn't it rather almost even over health bloggers?
Yeah.
More like the mommy bloggers who need to be more vivacious and learn how to love exercise. Am I right in thinking that?
Yep, absolutely. I was just going to say that, and I 100% agree, because you'll find that the majority are over, like there's so many people that are not really fit and are not feeling vivacious. They tend to blog about how tired they are, how like tired they are with their kids or something like that when they're mommy bloggers. So if you reach out to them and just say, hey, I noticed that you are a mommy blogger and I am a vivacious mama, and I wanted to introduce you to something I'm doing. Can you just blog about it? And, would you like to be part of my program and help me out with this? But totally, that's absolutely right.
Yeah, and Jesse, I would think they would kill to be in your program.
Oh, yeah, they would. I would kill to be in your program.
Yeah, see, there you go.
That would be fun.
Okay,
Okay.
awesome. Were there any other
Yeah,
questions?
let's see. Stephanie's making a comment for Jesse. Mommy bloggers would be great for your program. So, yep, she said it. And Jesse says, I know I'm in both the mommy category and the homeschool category. Definitely places to tap into. Yep, for sure. But overall, yeah, do know that this is definitely something that we all need to tap into. And what I find is that, I've tapped into the Facebook ads as well. And Facebook ads are expensive. I mean, that is the truth. You can really, I mean, in no time have a bill of like $500, $1,000. I've had them, and it's like, it doesn't necessarily give you, because it's cold traffic. When they come through a blogger, the blogger already has that connection with the prospect. So if you come recommended from them, you have higher percentage sales, you have higher connection, like they already like you. So I do have to say though, yeah, go ahead.
This is fucking brilliant.
Oh, this is awesome.
Seriously, I don't even totally get the hack word that, is in the culture these days, but this is a hack. Like, it's very clear to me this is a hack. It's brilliant. So, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's awesome. I'm excited because you're excited. Like, somebody doesn't really know like what they have until somebody else sees it. And that's pretty awesome. Like, it's really cool. So I'm excited. I'm really glad that it's helping you. And if it's a hack, hey, that's really awesome. Okay, Nicole says, if I were to host a mommy blogger retreat for rest and relaxation and leverage your blog for business, how could I promote it? Leverage? Okay, I'm trying to understand the question. If I were to host a mommy blogger retreat for rest and relaxation and leverage your blog for business, how could I promote it? Do you get that? I don't understand the question.
Let's see. Let me come back to the computer. It is a little bit of a broad question, Cole. So I think you would promote it in the same way. You'd have a launch, and you would have the bloggers promote whatever the opt-in was for the launch. And then you would, if there's a launch, enroll people into the this retreat, which sounds awesome. But again, you need to have a launch to walk people through the process, and then the bloggers would help, promote the actual launch and whatever the initial opt-in was.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing. I mean, I really think that we have to invest in these bloggers because they are promoters at heart. Oh, okay. So Nicole says a live retreat that teaches business as part of it. Yeah, absolutely. I'm telling you, most of these women would love a significant income. Like the majority of the ones that I've spoken to are doing ebooks. Like these women are geniuses when it comes to building websites, building graphics, but they don't, like, for some reason, they just haven't tapped into the idea that they can make thousands and thousands of dollars. So they're just okay with making an ebook and then making another ebook and then making another ebook and then selling it for $3 or $5, or, again, if they've gotten to a little bit higher, they're charging for reviews, but that's the most that they're doing. So if you did do a live retreat and you can teach them business, you almost could charge them, or just say like the program is going to be $1,000 or $997 or whatever your hip tells you, right, Christina? And then and then you and then you could do half that price for the bloggers. Like the special blogger price is half of that. And then you can say, but it's only going to be half for you because you're going to help me promote. And then, you know, then I'm going to host the next one and the next one and the next one. And let me tell you, they are natural promoters because that's why they blog. I mean, here is a mom who has so much to share. She's a stay-at-home mom. She doesn't know she doesn't know who to tell about everything that she's learning. What does she do? She finds an outlet on the internet. So she's a natural promoter.
Wow.
And that's why they're
That's
blogging.
awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, can you take off your pirate hat?
Yeah, I am sorry. I'm just going to be serious now.
It's awesome, but I'd like to take you seriously again.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm trying to remember where that's from.
No need to apologize, but I just want you to finish.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, gosh. All right. I forget how to close it. There we go. No. Okay. That didn't work. I forget. Okay. There we go. Serious. Okay.
Awesome. So is this going to be Webinar Jam records it, right? So
Yeah.
we'll be able to access this again?
Yes, it's actually going to be on YouTube on one of my channels. So I am going to copy right now and I'm going to post the link right here. So there is the link where you can watch the replay.
Wow.
As soon as we're done. Yep.
This is awesome.
Cool. I'm so glad.
So like new paradigm, like you had something to share. You were generous enough to like want to share it with us. You know, we're on a Google Hangout. It's already on YouTube. Like, this is so awesome.
Cool. Well, I'm so glad. I'm really, really thankful for the opportunity to trust me to share with the girls because, I mean, you didn't know what I was going to share. I mean, thankfully, I did a good job, hopefully, but, you know, it was like you were taking.
Awesome job.
Thank you.
I have to, you know, it is always a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
You were so to the point, so succinct. So it was perfect. It was really, really perfect.
Good. Well, I'm really glad. And as always, you know, my heart is to help as many people as I can. So, you know, let me know. And as long as I'm able to, if I can answer a question, as long, you know, until I start making millions of dollars, I'm still willing to invest. So girls, you know, hit me up while I can. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Well, you're welcome.
Thank you to everyone who's joined us. Please let's do our check-in, final check-in over on Facebook. And I send you guys lots of love. And thank you, Shirley. You rock.
You're welcome. Thank you, girls. Appreciate it. I needed this today for me too. So thank you. Big kiss to everyone. Take care. Bye.